Hey everybody, and welcome to Northernlion takes a look at Awesome P2. I'm trying to, it's PEA, I don't want to attract the kind of audience that I might attract, and I don't want to send away the kind of audience I might send away if it was phrased otherwise. This is, I dug a little bit back into Steam's new releases in order to find Awesome P2. Came out a couple of weeks ago, I think. Maybe last week. It is a 8-bit to 16-bit inspired platformer with 100% positive reviews. Now, I know what you're going to say. Is it an action platformer? Is it a puzzle platformer? Can I hit you with something? Your guess is... It's a hardcore, tough as nails, masocore platformer, the likes of which you've never seen. I know you're like, NL, why don't you jump? Look, it's on the list, okay? Does the coin allow you to jump twice? No, you can jump twice in all circumstances. Okay. Keep it up. Watch out for the enemies. Make it to the exit. You had the audacity to make fun of me? To call it level 0? Hold on, do I have to click on level 1? I'm like, how do I get into the level? That's where I'm at as a gamer. If you take my controller away, I'm like, I can't get to this level. Okay. I will say, it's not for everybody. I wonder if they have an option to turn it off. But I really like the like CRT screen warp effect, as long as it's done like tastefully and is not in every game under the sun. Can we wall jump? You cannot wall jump. See, it's how a child learns. An adult looks things up and never experiments because they're paralyzed with the fear of making a mistake. A child goes, hey, let's try to jump into that thing. If I get yeeted, I get yeeted. Okay, so we can get the vertical clearance. Yo, this is pretty spicy for a level 1. We have platformer difficulty, inflation, I think, as an industry. Super Meat Boy came out. Everybody got every bandage in it. I'm gonna go ahead and suggest we probably do not jump in the cauldron. And, oh, I guess we jump in the cauldron after we get all those. He's done it. Now, all of a sudden, every platform game, if it doesn't kill you 25 times on the second level, you're like, I don't know, it's like a casual platformer for babies. I'm really interested, and I mean this sincerely. A lot of what I say, people take as backhanded compliments. I'm interested in this, like, you know, $1 to $5 niche on Steam. Under, like, $1 and under. I'm just gonna call it like I see it, okay? I'm not gonna say there's no gems in there, but you get a lot of hastily made asset swap garbage. And then at, like, you know, hold on, $15, you tend to start getting, oh, there's a super gem, you dummy. At $15, you start to get into that, like, you know, double I, triple I indie, as people who are in the know like to call it. I really like the single I indie tier, where you're like, you know what? It's the price of a sandwich at Tim Hortons, and because the sandwich comes from Tim Hortons, I would much rather starve and spend my money on a game like this just to see what it's got going on. These are games in my wheelhouse. Now, I will say, I didn't play Awesome P1, so I hope I'm not missing... Maybe that's a checkpoint. I hope I'm not missing much on the story side of things, you know what I mean? I hope, you know, I'm not accidentally playing as Virgil instead of Dante. Oh my god, NL knows... Yeah, I know DMC references! I played Devil May Cry 1. I bought it... when it came out for the PlayStation 2. And by when it came out, I mean when it sold enough copies to be rebranded as a greatest hit, and as a result, the games only cost $20 at Toys R Us instead of costing you the official, you know, 70 or 80. in Canada. It's okay. I apologize, but also we're gonna make it through this. I promise you. We will make it through this. That's not very good. That's not a very good jump. Okay? Good? Not good. Please, my streamer, he's very sick. I'll have you know, before you make fun of me, I have gotten all of the bandages in Super Meat Boy on both the personal computer and the Xbox 360 entertainment system. So, if you want to insult... Oh, that one I felt the soul leaving my body. If you want to insult me, that's fine, but you know what Iggy Azalea said. Before you insult someone, walk a mile in their Louboutins. They don't wear these, you know what's where I'm from. You're gonna think, why is he... Why is he doing that voice? That's her voice. Is it her real voice? I could not say yes or no to that question with any level of comfort. I mean, what is anyone's real voice? I'm putting on an American accent right now to appeal to 45% of my demographic. If I talked in the voice that I grew up with, it'd be, oh, bud, this game's harder than trying to get Leafs playoff tickets. It's harder than trying to score a hat trick on Carey Price. Anyway, I'm not talking about the game at all. Pick up the Werther's Originals. Wait it out. Have patience. Jump up. Get the Crash Bandicoot Emerald. I mean, this is... I'm modestly embarrassed with myself, and I think I should be, to be honest. Look at that. Look at that. Now, I will say, not as many and this is not Masocore, but let's just, you know, call it that for now to make myself feel better. Not as many Masocore platformers come out lately. Let's go. As have come out, or, you know, used to come out in, like, let's call it, like, the early 2010s to the mid-2010s. Of the ones that we've played on Northernlion Tries so far, which really just boils down to this and also, Never Give Up, I gotta give Awesome P2 the edge to an extreme degree. And in many ways, like, this is part of, and just hear me out on this one. This is part of the value proposition of the Northernlion Tries series. After playing Awesome P2, is this likely to be... Oh, we can make it. Is this likely to be one of those games that, like, you know, at the end of the year, Destructoid's gonna go, you didn't play Awesome P2? You missed out, dude. You don't even... Okay, that's an insult that Stage 3 was so easy compared to Stage 2. But, no. But I feel like in the, you know, media coverage, and this is not me railing on, you know, a corrupt media industry or anything like that. Come on, brother. Work with me here. Come on! But there's, like, you know, the indie games at the very, very tippy top. Okay, I don't know if this is possible. They get a lot of credit. They get a lot of coverage. Everybody knows about Stardew Valley. Everybody knows about Celeste, you know. Everybody knows about Dead Cells. The Binding of Isaac. And then, like... Oh, why jump into the spikes? Even I was gonna use the excuse that I thought it was a comb. Then I remembered that both me and this character are bald, which explains why I can't be trusted. I'm compromised. It's bald bias. But there's a huge proportion of games that get no media attention at all, and I am glamorizing myself perhaps by calling myself media, but you get what I mean. Not every single one of these games is something where you're gonna be like, I want to go rush out and play it right off the bat. But, hold on, I think I'm gonna lower the volume somewhat, because I'm looking at the mix and I'm like, how dare a game that I'm complimenting have the audacity to be louder than I am. I don't support that. Still a little loud, but you know what? We'll work with it. But just because these are not games where it's like, oh, dude, you know, 15 bucks for Stardew Valley, you can get 10,000 hours of entertainment out of it. They're still worth taking a look at. A lot of them, at least. Sometimes you uncover that hidden gem, and it's always a nice situation, but there's a lot of games that kind of exist in this, you know, middle ground. Where they're a little compelling, but not necessarily magnum opuses that are, you know, gonna become insanely popular. I like to take a look. Like, I think there's other channels out there that are interested in taking a look at the stuff that's, like, really, really small scale. And most of the time, you know, if something's like, hey, it's a simulator where, like, you open a door, and that's the game. I'm like, that doesn't really seem appropriate for what I do. I am the king of the middle tier. That's where I want to be. And Awesome P, I gotta tell you. Awesome P too, sorry. You're right in my wheelhouse. Why would you jump into the saw, is the thing. Leaving all these Werther's Originals on the board. Why are they called Werther's Originals, anyway? Has Werther's come out with a remix recently that I'm unaware of? Is there a Werther's 2000 where they were like, let's get funky and put, you know, toffee in the center? Honestly, I've had one dental cavity in my whole life. Actually, maybe I've had two now that I think. I'm not trying to flex, okay? When I was a kid, I had 0 cavities, and it was a moment of personal pride. That's because when you're a child, you have accomplished very little. So your self-esteem is based on stuff like that. Now I've had a couple of cavities, okay? I'm willing to admit it. I honestly think one of those cavities is dedicated to my grandparents, who, when I was a preteen, kept a huge bowl of Werther's Originals in their living room that I would just mindlessly snack on. I would eat, like, you know, 30 Werther's Originals, and my mom would be like, hey, don't eat so much, we got dinner soon. And my grandma would be like, he can have just a little bit of candy. It's like 40 teaspoons of sugar. Ah, God bless her. Anyway, I'll have you know, I paid for that cavity being filled out of pocket, by the way, Grandma. Consider that your birthday gift this year. I'm so bad! I'm just joking. I don't buy my grandmother birthday gifts. We're estranged. I'm not joking. But anyway, that's something we don't necessarily have to get into over the course of this video in Awesome P. That's for me to work out on my own time. Please, just let Luigi beat this level for me. I gotta say, I like Awesome P. I feel like this is a character and I'm talking about the character, not specifically the game. I feel like this is a character you don't set out to make. I've done this before when doing, like, you know, prototyping, which is also the most ambitious game development I've ever done. But you're like, man, it'd be really cool if the character was like this, this, and this, and then you put it into Unity as like a ball, and you're like, you know what, I think it's good enough, I'm tired. Some of the most prestigious video game characters are balls. Smart Ball from the Super Nintendo era. The ball that the Super Monkey Balls ride around in. Great work there on that one. Of course, I would argue personally that both Pac-Man and his missus are balls or spheres. What's the difference between a sphere and a ball, though, you know? Now, I'm trying to... I guess a ball is used in sport. I love calling it sport because I feel so much more sophisticated. He's actually made it to the tippy top. Okay. Okay. Now, you don't need the gem, but you kind of need the gem. You know what I mean? Like, on a functional level, obviously, You don't need the gem. But on like a self-esteem level, are you kidding me? The gem is needed. And I got yeeted. But yeah, overall, this is one of those games that I think it's in my wheelhouse for Northernlion tries. It exists in that, like, you know, 6 out of 10 range that I think is actually is underappreciated and underrepresented. Steam has a lot of, like, even you might be like, well, what do you think about Dead Cells? I don't think you like it that much. Well, Dead Cells is like a 9 out of 10, even though I don't like it that much. Like, in terms of, like, if you're comparing it to the average release on Steam, is actually, like, it's probably like a 15 out of 10. Steam lately, and taken from one of the only people on Earth that apparently is looking at the new releases list on a regular basis. Steam lately is, and I'm being fully sincere when I say this, it's a lot of, like, 1 out of 10s, and I know you're like, a 1 is really bad. Yeah, take a look. I know I'm judging them based... It's not a nice thing to say that a game is a 1 out of 10 just by looking at the marketing material. Go look at the marketing material before you criticize me. And then walk a mile in these Louboutins. There's a lot of 1 out of 10s to 5 out of 10s. And then like 3 6 out of 10s and up on any given week. So I support it. Is this a game that everybody's going to watch this and be like, I got to go out there and get it? No, because most people are cowards, and they know they wouldn't be able to keep up with my platforming skills. They would rather... thought those were platforms. They would rather just be like, NL's bad, upvotes to the left. Never put their money where their freaking mouth is. That's right, I read your Reddit profiles. Then put their beans on the table for risk of them possibly being spilled. I'm not afraid to put my beans on the table. But no spoilers for The Lighthouse yet, please. I have not seen it yet. In fact, that might be on the list for the next couple of days. Okay, you ready, boys? Go! He's done it. Soundtrack. I got distracted. Soundtrack is rollicking as well. That's a word. Look it up. He lived. No. You think I'm gonna go through all this nonsense not to get every single Werther's original? Under no circumstances. Maybe we could do one more level here. I know, like, what the game is going for. It does feel weird, though, to play, like, a pure platformer. And I don't know if that's just because I've been so close. I don't know if that's just because, like, I've played so many roguelite-ish games or what. But it's almost like it's charming and quaint to play a game that is like, the controls are just like 4 directions and jump. No wall jump. Oh, no. No wall jump, no sprint, just, you know, we're taking it back to like the, maybe not the Atari 2600 era, but you know what I mean. Definitely quick tap to the double jump on that one. I also feel like this game works against platform perfectionists. He's done it. He's done it. He's still doing it. He did not do it. That's tough. I wonder if you can just get to the exit, and if I'm, like, accidentally trying to fight, Neocortex Mecha Extreme. It's, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to angle for the good ending. It's very simple. You put a Werther's original in front of me in a video game, most of the time, I'm gonna try to eat it. That's just impatience. So yeah, overall verdict, reasonably fun, minimalistic, and can I use this word in a non-judgy way? Kind of unambitious. I think ambition can be great, and sometimes games can suffer under the weight of their own ambition. This one seems content to just be like, hey, remember platformers? That's me. I'm one of those. Is that enough for you? I'm going to wager that for most people watching this video, it's probably not going to be enough, and the main sales pitch is going to be like, oh my god, I have to buy this to see if he's actually bad, or if, you know, I'm missing something. Because it's, why don't you just jump when the freaking bullets are coming at you? It's not that easy. It's not that easy. And a cool aesthetic. It's not the first game to do this sort of like, you know, two-tone Game Boy aesthetic. You might be like, yeah, what about Rad Ray Gun? That did it. Yes, it did. You know what else did it? I don't know, about 15,000 Game Boy games. I'm not trying to be overly snarky. Ah! Come on. I do feel like it's missing something, though. I don't know. Like, on its... On the superficial level, it's not that dissimilar to something like Super Meat Boy. But it is, for me right now, it's lacking that kind of like extra compelling factor. Or I'm just kind of like, I get it, but I'm just kind of, I don't know, man. How much can one man jump? I've been jumping in video games since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. I think at this point you might need to dazzle me. At least put some roguelike elements in it. Allow me to unlock a triple jump or plus 0.3 speed. Then we'd be talking. Or am I just upset because I keep dying? Well, it's one of the two. No. Okay. I think that's gonna do it because I'm mad and bad. We're gonna give it one more... We're gonna give it one more real college try. And then we're gonna call it... Call it, friendo. What movie is that? Great question. It's No Country for Old Men, and also a veiled joke about coin tosses in the Iowa caucus. Okay. Go! No! Okay. That's it. That's it. You got me. For now, check out Awesome P2 on Steam if you're interested. It is linked in the video description below, and of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. Click the like button. Of course, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. See ya!